Hello, everybody, and welcome to the next installment of Lady Flint Show. Thank you, Diaspo TV, for having such a beautiful, beautiful show as this and all the rest of the shows. Thank you, my cameraman, Mr. Allen. Thank you, Mr. Donald. I appreciate you all. I love you to the moon and back. Thank you so much. And thank all the people who are tuning in today and always tuning in and supporting for Diaspo TV. Please like and subscribe. So guys, today you will never, ever, 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 ever guess who I have today. Y'all, come on. Put your hands together. Put your hands together for the First Lady sitting right here. If you remember correctly, I had her husband on about maybe a month and a half ago. But anyway, this is his better half, Mrs. Terry Robinson Gardner. Please say hello. Yay!
Hello, everyone.
Oh, you're so sweet. You know, I tell everybody before we get started, she looks like Shirley Caesar to me. I always tell her, I say, honey, the First Lady of Gospel, Miss Shirley Caesar. And she just laughs, she just laughs. But that's just my, my take on it. But you're beautiful inside and out. And thank you. Thank you for coming today and being a part of the Lady Flint's show today. So let's get started. Let's dive in, baby. Let's dive in. Okay, tell me your name. I already asked you that, but tell me your name, where you're from, and all that good stuff, how you ended up here.
Wow. Okay.
And take your time.
All right. My name is Terry Robinson Gardner. Have to include that.
Yes.
Yes. I'm originally from Kansas City, Missouri, by way of Texas, and then I moved here from Atlantic City, New Jersey.
Okay.
Been here about 22 years now. I'm in the field of education and community development. What else? Can't say I'm single anymore.
No.
What else you want me to say?
Please don't say that.
Let me
Please
start
don't say that. Don't start. That's a whole nother topic. No, but so you've been here, you said what, 20-something years?
22.
22 years. Okay, so how did you get started with the education? Did you already...
already had a degree in education.
Okay, so you were there before? Was that like your first job and then you got in and moved your way up? Or
that was my first job in Texas after I graduated. Then I moved into community programming.
Can you explain? I'm sorry. Can you explain what community programming is?
Dealing with the needs of a community, a particular community.
Okay.
I've been involved in doing needs assessments and then creating programs that meet the needs and then implementing and evaluating to see if they all met. So I went into that direction. And then when I moved to Florida, it was kind of hard to get back into that.
Right.
So I decided to go back into use my undergrad, my education degree.
Smart.
And when I was driving past Village Academy during the early times when they were building different parts, and I used to say, oh, someday I'd like to work there. And I actually ended up working there in Head Start. And Head Start is a community-based program. The goal is to provide all the supportive services that a child needs to be successful, but also involving the families.
Right.
And it has an educational component. But so when I got the job as a preschool teacher, it was like, okay, Lord, here I am in education. I have a master's in human services. It's all coming together. And after almost 10 years of being there, I was promoted to the director of the program. So I spend a lot of time now working with the teachers, working with parents, and still getting a lot of hugs from the students.
Sweet. That's sweet.
And now it's the community is coming in and wanting to get more involved in meeting the needs of the family. So I'm really excited about that.
That's beautiful. Mm-hmm. So the connection with, let me try to get an understanding. So when you were working as a teacher at Head Start, right, with the little babies, so they would leave there and go to Village, or I know they went to other schools and everything like that.
Village is to me is what the name is Village.
Right.
They go from infants to 12th grade, all on one campus.
Oh,
yes.
It wasn't like that when I had when my kids were there. Okay, gotcha.
And so what we try to do is when they finish pre-K, we try to move them on to kindergarten and on to kindergarten on. And I've been there now 10 years, and I have 3 students that are still there that I can recognize that are 9th graders now.
Oh, wow. And they came through Head Start. That's amazing.
It's a blessing.
Yeah,
It's a
that's the right word. It's a blessing.
To see them and to see that they still recognize me as my preschool teacher. You know?
Oh, that's sweet. Well, you know we don't age, but anyway. Look at God, look at God. But so that's beautiful. So that is where you are now. So
Yes.
what are the kind of like disadvantages, not really disadvantages, but some of the things that you really see that needs to be worked out through the community, through the school, that you would like to see improved now that you're the director? What would you like to see, how you could, better between the parents and the community and stuff like that?
Once a month, on the first Tuesday of each month, we have, the third Tuesday of each month, we have a parent meeting. We average 60 to 70 parents that show up. And what we've realized, and I was just talking to a provider today, is most of them are Creole speaking and Spanish.
Right.
And we're standing there, I'm speaking English, I have someone interpreting. It would be better if we just had the whole meeting. We have a pocket for the Spanish speaking and a pocket for the Creole, where they wouldn't have to hear back and forth.
Right, you mean the translation?
Yeah,
you're saying. Yeah,
the meeting would just be straight in their language.
Do you have a facilitator that can do that?
I've connected with a resource now.
Okay.
That will be there to just run that meeting in their native language, so it will make them feel more inclusive. We're meeting their needs.
And more understanding of their needs.
Right. And then a second thing is, a lot of times our parents, because they're getting assistance with their medical, and a child has to go to a doctor, each time they have to pay a copay. And sometimes that's financially a problem.
Of course.
Yes. So,
are you kidding me?
More resources that are out there that would help pay for that copay or that medication that's needed. That's what I've seen, the biggest concern.
Okay, so I wanted to go back to what you said when you said you had a facilitator. So would you have a facilitator just for Creole, right? And what about Spanish? Will you have, and they would be in separate rooms or the same room?
Separate rooms.
Okay.
Separate rooms, because you're not going to watch the faces
light up.
Yeah, once they hear that you're. But then it stops because it comes back to me, and I'm speaking English, and you're hoping that the person who's translating is expressing it the same way you are expressing it.
Gotcha.
So it would be better if it started out with that person. So, then if there are any questions, then I could be there, but the meeting should be facilitated by that person.
But it sounds like you got it together. I mean, it may be something that you need to work on, because we all need things to work to improve the business or education or whatever. But that is a wonderful idea, because that's, not making this about me, but just a quick story. When I worked at the health department, that was one of my biggest challenges, because 3/4 of my clientele was Creole, and then the Spanish grew, but I learned the words, what to say, to get through what I had to ask my clients, because I had to ask my clients questions, and then if I couldn't do it, then I would have to borrow a coworker. And it's kind of crazy, because the coworker has work to do as well.
That's right.
But thank God I had people who were nice enough to do it. So I get what you're saying. But what are your biggest rewards? Because I heard you say, look at that smile, I heard you say about the 2 students that were 9th graders and they recognized you.
Making tears come to my
Yeah,
eyes.
I see that. That's beautiful. That means you care. You're compassionate.
That hug. When they come in the morning, they're holding their parent's hand, and you're saying good morning to the parent, and then
Right.
you look down and they come over and hug you.
That's so sweet.
You know, or
That's
to
a
walk
blessing.
into a classroom and whatever the teacher's doing, they, hi, Miss Robinson. Hi, Miss Robinson. See you later, Miss Robinson. Even the toddlers, when they were infants last year, when I got ready to leave the room, I said, see you later. And they finally learned how to say, see you later. So now they're
How amazing
toddlers.
is that?
And they say, see you later. I said, oh, yeah, see you later. It's just those things that,
Little things.
that as an adult, you don't realize what you need until you start to receive it.
Gotcha.
And then for a child to just come to you just blanketly, just here I am, I'm true,
Transparent.
I'm gonna hold you, and I'm
Yeah.
gonna stand right there by you. It's that nurturing that.
Right.
Because sometimes I think that I really probably didn't get that growing up, but God has given me the opportunity
Right.
to get it from where. I think that's why I'm still at Village.
You know what? That's beautiful. And see what you just said. Look what you just said. You said I didn't get that growing up.
Mm-hmm.
So see, you know how that feels.
Mm-hmm.
So you're whatever you went through.
Mm-hmm.
You're saying, okay, I can make a change. I can make a difference. It
Yeah.
didn't happen for me, but I can put it out for somebody else in the universe to give it back. And it's so much better to receive than
There's
to,
a saying.
to
that
give than
says,
to receive.
help me to be the adult
I like
that I didn't have.
Oh, I love
For a
that. Yeah,
child.
when
You
you
know
was
what
a
I'm
child, be
saying?
the
Yeah.
person.
Mhm.
I think it's be the person that you be there. The person that you were that you weren't as a child or something like that.
Yeah.
I know that saying. Yeah, I'm saying it wrong, but I know exactly where you're coming from.
So
That you wanted to be.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's beautiful. Oh God,
Yeah,
you're
I
gonna
love
make
it.
me cry. But that shows compassion because I tell people, if you're not a people person, do not work with the public.
That's right.
I tell people
That's
that
right.
because everybody is going through stuff. The cost of living is sky high. Everything. Everybody is stressed out. So I love what you're doing. And how long have you been to Village?
I've been in Village going on 12 years now.
Get out!
Village is my home.
Wow.
Mhm.
And it's just you? Do you have assistants?
Oh,
Like,
yeah,
do you have
we
an
have,
assistant to help you, or?
I have an administrative assistant in
that's
the
good.
office, and then there are 28 staff members, teachers.
And they all teach at different levels.
Yes.
You have
We have the
because you
infant.
said the Head Start is connected to Village. So they're all the 28 people.
Are just in the Head Start department.
Oh, that's the Head Start department, not including.
No, the other part is ran by LaToya Dixon. She's the principal for the elementary, middle school, and high school.
And it goes from what grade to what grade?
It goes from infant to 12th grade.
You did say that earlier. Wow. That's amazing. I'm learning. Y'all know what I got to do better. Oh, God knows I say that every time I come in here, but I've been gone from my city so long. I love my city. Y'all hear me, Delray Beach? I love y'all. But, I've been gone for so long that I don't know how the programs are ran. Now, if anyone wants to get in Head Start, what are the requirements and how can they get in touch to start their children out with Head Start? And then the rest is history.
We have an open enrollment period that starts in the early spring. It's required that they bring their income tax return. They have to also have 2 proofs of ID, the birth certificate of the child, the insurance card, and they come and fill out an application. They're going to have to get a physical, immunization,
Right.
that kind of thing.
And do they have like an orientation day to
Oh,
bring
yes.
that stuff in?
Well,
or do they
we do
mail
that.
it in? How does
They
that?
come in. It's a walk-in process
Oh,
to bring it in. We accept them as long as it's open, and then when it's closed, we put them on the waiting list. But we have 80 pre-K, 51 3-year-olds, and then we have 8 infants and 8 toddlers. So we have a program of about 147 children.
wow. And then when does that program stop? Does it still go
It's
to 5 years old, or?
The child from infant to Pre-K is 4 and 5 years old, because most time when a 4-year-old gets in pre-K, they turn 5 before they go to kindergarten.
Gotcha. And you just slide them on their village.
Try to convince the parents. It's best that you keep them in a system that they're well known. We know the parent, so if something comes up, we already know the dynamics of the family, and keep that support in house.
That is beautiful, Mrs. Robinson. Oh my gosh, that is beautiful. So, do you have a high success of them staying?
We do. The only time that we have a student that moves on if they have a need that we're not able to provide at Village. But the majority of the time, we try to meet their needs there in-house.
Oh, okay. That's beautiful. I'm serious. I'm sitting here dumbfounded because I didn't know all of that was connected. I just thought it was still Head Start, and then once they finish that, they just go to a public school. I did not know that it was connected. See, this is important. So what you said, spring, the Pacific time, you said?
Yes,
it's like
start around April, okay. May. June is the big time. What I do is I go ahead and tell people who reach out to me, go ahead and get your paperwork together, get your packet together, and start coming in. Because if it's a slow period, sometimes they're called faces, but they're actually our social workers will start processing them to see if they qualify, and they'll put them on the list. And then when it opens, if you've already been cleared, they'll go ahead and start calling you.
Oh, okay. That's beautiful. Wow. And what made you choose? See, but you called it. I meant to say that earlier when you said, I looked at that school and I said that I was going to work there. See, that's how you have to think. You have to think outside the box. You know, people see a pencil and they'll say, oh, it's just a pencil. But somebody who has a vision to say, that pencil can write.
That's right.
You can erase with that pencil. You can break that pencil. You can sharpen that pencil, and you can glue it back together.
That's right. That's right. That's right.
So that's wonderful.
That.
yeah, that's wonderful.
Yeah.
So now let's talk about your passion. That is your passion, and I saw how you was gonna cry. Sister had me about to cry, but that shows compassion, and we need that in the world today. You know what I'm saying? God, compassion, and just respect.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? So what is your passion, and how did you get started with that? Let's start out with that.
You know, I don't have the case management business now, but when I first came to Florida, I started doing case management, and my slogan was helping others help themselves. And my vision was working with people who were going through addiction, mental health issues, and supporting them and helping them learn how to help themselves. So, because once you learn how to help yourself, you'll be able to pass that on to somebody else.
Amen.
And I just get excited when someone comes to me and say, well, you know, I'm trying to work through this and I really don't know. And, you know, and I'm thinking in my mind, who can you call? Have you thought about this resource? And after giving suggestions and watching them take baby steps to improve, something as simple as, I'll just say it, showing up on time for church. If it means, and that's not hitting at her. Okay, I'm just
woo! She just had to use that.
But I take it up on myself, and my husband, he knows it, but he doesn't know it. I'll text and say, you know, Bible study is on now.
Yeah, you do, and I appreciate that.
And that's because I know we get busy and things, and you know, there's television show come on. I'm finally sitting down and relaxing. Boom. Oh, I missed Bible study. I sure wish somebody would call me. They ain't called me. They ain't thinking about me. Well, boom, boom, boom. And if you just come on, that tells me that
I
I'm
missed
done.
it last night.
That's all right.
Oh my.
But that tells me I'm doing something that I feel God has led me to do. Just something that simple, you know.
But I personally appreciate it. I totally forgot last night because, honey, I need the word. I apologize.
Oh, that's okay.
I really forgot.
That's okay. That's. I still keep texting you.
Yeah, you do, and I appreciate it.
But it's just things like that, because I've heard people say, a lot of times women, nobody called to check on me. Nobody cared about me. And I'm saying, I know what that feels like when you're sitting there on your phone and you're going through the day and you say, wow, I guess they didn't miss me today or something. So sometimes you just need somebody to take that initiative. We ain't asking no questions. I'm just reminding you that something is going on that you might want to be a part of.
Right.
So that's my passion. Inclusiveness, bringing people together, meeting them where they are.
Yeah, you definitely have to meet people where they are. Because everybody has different circumstances and things going on. So I agree with that totally.
I've had one woman share with me who were fasting and praying through a period of time, and I reached out to her and she said, I would do it, First Lady, but I get my mind right. I said, you gotta get your mind right. She said, yeah, I gotta get my mind right to pray and fast. I said, okay, well, take the fast out. You pray, right? Yeah, but I still gotta get my mind right. So I was like, okay, well, all right, I'm not gonna figure out what
she meant.
I ain't gonna ask that. Right. But I'm gonna pray for you.
Right.
And when you're ready, we're here.
Right.
Know? But it just really, I said, wow. And you can kind of understand when somebody said they gotta get their mind right. Because whatever you're doing, you know it ain't of God.
Yeah.
It ain't of God. So that's what you mean when you
I was like, what you gotta get your mind right? I mean, that's just me. I mean, I could just sit there and say, thank you, Jesus. You know, if it ain't but that. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, I try to, that's just me. You're a Christian fanatic. And it's not that. It's just that when you out there in that world and fighting and going on every day, you know what I'm saying? Every day, everybody's going through something. So, you know, the devil comes at you different ways. You got to have some kind of foundation, you know. So she had to get her mind right. So so with that, you saying, do you have a business for that, or that's just something
I
that
have
you
a business.
do?
I have an LLC.
Is there? Do you have a website that they can reach you on?
I don't have a website. I have business cards. Like
okay, you have the phone number and everything. Could you please tell?
It's 561-503-7001. I'm the owner and the case manager, and my goal is to help others learn how they help themselves so they can help others.
Beautiful. And they can find that, they don't find, you're not on Facebook with that?
Oh yeah, I am on Facebook.
Okay, tell us all the platforms before I forget.
I'm on Facebook and LinkedIn, and you can find me at Terry Robinson, and just go and put my name in and it'll pop up and you see my face.
I love your sense of humor. I love that. I wish everybody had that sense of humor. But okay, so do you see yourself, where do you see yourself in the next 5 to 10 years with that, with your passion right there? Where do you see, and what would you like to see change in that? To better your program?
You know, I wish that the churches would accept the reality of hang-ups that people have, and really accept the fact that they need to meet them where they are. It might be short term, they only need you for a loaf of bread and then they don't see you, but you still need to stay connected with them.
With the person or the people, right.
I also would like to see more support, and you don't want to use the word group, but more support facilitation where people can come together and talk. It doesn't have to be the pastor involved. I don't even have to be involved, but it needs to be a platform where people can come and talk and get the support and get the help that they need. I've been involved recently with the faith-based organization through Healthy Del Rey, and we're talking about how to do that They're already in several churches around Delray. And with Christ Missionary, and I've been talking to the pastor about it, I'm trying to see a softer, easier way to bring our members who need that type of support to come in.
Right.
Feel safe to talk to a counselor, a therapist that can link them to supports. They have peer leaders that work beside the person.
And they have like mental health and stuff like that.
It's not just about drug and alcohol addiction. It's across the board.
Because it's so much. All you gotta do is look around. I think that's great. I would love to see that.
I'm praying.
I would love.
I'm praying.
And I think that you can do that with your personality, and from what I've seen myself with the pastor, he's easy to talk to, you know. And some people don't feel safe. I'm gonna say this right quick. Some people don't feel safe with talking to people because of trust issues. You know, they'll go to the pastor and talk to him, and next thing you know, they come into church, all their business in the church. You know, that's not what it's there for. You know. And I have a quick question before we wrap up. You said that you want to help people, you know, people learning to help themselves. What if a person doesn't want help? Because a lot of people you try to help, or some people you try to help, they just don't want it. They'll say, oh, yeah, they know the right things to say. What do you do about that situation?
Continue to pray for them, you know. And it's like, at a certain point, you have to say, I'm not God. You know, God, let me you do your work. You know, I've been trying, but I got to turn it back over to you. And that is like one of the hardest things to do, to step away.
It is, because they need the help, but they don't want it.
They're not ready.
You can't save everybody, you know, and
I've had to learn that.
I did do the hard way. And not just doing that, just with people in general, you know what I'm saying? So that's beautiful. I think that's beautiful. So we're going to wrap it up today, but remember that to subscribe, like and subscribe to for Diaspora TV. Thank you, Mr. Allen. Thank you, Mr. Donald. But before we go, can you please tell us again where they can find you? Give us all the platforms, the phone numbers, and everything, and tell us again what it is that you do. And we're going to say good night.
Okay. You can find my phone number is 561-503-7001. You can find me on Facebook, LinkedIn. I am at Village Academy on the Head Start side. And I am a member of Christ Missionary Baptist Church. And if you're looking for support and guidance in moving through the journeys of life and being able to accomplish things and work with others, I'm willing to help you. And thank you.
Oh, no,
thank you so much. I was so nervous. God is good.
Listen, I'm nervous too, and I have to I have to try to use my personality to come. But I'm y'all don't believe me, but I told y'all I'm shy. But today I would like to thank you again. What a blessing. And you guys, if you need help or know someone needs help, and with these kids with Head Start and Village Academy, please support. Please support Miss Terry Robinson Gardner. Please support her with what she's doing in the community. I think it's a beautiful, beautiful thing. Head Start has come a long way since our kids, or my kids, was in the program, because you know we put them in elementary schools or whatever, but now they can actually transition to Village Academy, which is based in Delray Beach, my beautiful, beautiful hometown. And I just thank you so much for everything that you're doing. I think it's beautiful, and I didn't even have to pray about bringing you on the show. You're so beautiful, inside and out.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. We need more people like that, and I can see the compassion with the crying and everything, and I know that was real, because that shows me that you have a heart. And you need people like that to care about your children, because it could be your kids, you know, or your nieces or nephews, siblings, or what have you. So with that being said, I love you. And we're going to say to the camera, we're going to say good night. God bless you all. Mwah, mwah. Be blessed, everybody.
Thank you.